and welcome along to our latest video update on key areas of primary care finance. This month we are moving into flu season and we are going to look at how to manage your flu claims and avoid any missed income opportunities. There are different types of income relating to flu. An item of service fee that gives the vaccine to eligible patients, both adults and children, and a reimbursement for the cost of the vaccine. You may also receive income from selling some of your vaccines to other practices or returning any that are unused at the end of your campaign. This year, the vaccination programme starts on the 3rd of October, so you've probably already taken your first delivery of vaccines and booked in your clinics, but it's likely that you placed this order this time last year. These days, most practices will be ordering their vaccines from Seqirus or Sanofi, and you'll have two different types, one for over 65s and one for under 65s. Children's flu vaccines are supplied centrally. We know how difficult it is to decide how many vaccines to order, especially when you're doing so far in advance to secure those discounts and the early delivery dates. Many practices have struggled in recent years to maintain the flu take-up as patients now have more choice and access in their jabs, which unfortunately has led to a high number of unused vaccines. Therefore, make sure any agreement with your supplier includes a sale or return option, and this usually allows you to return up to 10% of your order for a full refund. The enhanced service specifies which patients are eligible for a flu vaccination. For children and adults under 65, this will be for those that fall in the at-risk group. The eligible groups are set out in more detail in the flu letter and the Green Book. All adults aged 65 and over are eligible. Practice can, of course, give the vaccine to non-eligible patients, but they won't be able to claim an item of service fee. The fee for 24-25 is £10.06 per vaccination, and this hasn't changed in quite a few years. This applies to both adult and children vaccination. The fees are claimed via CQRS, which should auto-extract the data from your clinical system on a monthly basis, usually around the 10th of the following month. You will then need to check the data for accuracy, comparing to your own searches, and declare that this is correct on CQRS once you're happy with all the numbers. Ideally, you want to do this 2 to 3 weeks after the extraction to ensure payment is made on the next available GMS statements. If you cannot agree the data on CQRS, then you need to raise a query with them or try and identify where the discrepancy is. If the difference is only 1 or 2 vaccines, then it might not be cost effective to explore this any further. But if there is an issue with the extraction, the difference could be more significant next time. So it is very important to keep an eye on this. Flu vaccines that you purchase are a personally administered item, and therefore you can claim the cost of and dispensing fee from the Prescription Pricing Authority, or PPA, as we like to say. It's a lot easier. You include these vaccines on your usual monthly PPA claim, but you must make sure that you claim the right vaccine, otherwise you could be reimbursed for less than you've actually paid. All personally administered items have a standard reimbursable NHS price, and this is different for each flu vaccine. For example, the quad vaccine could be reimbursed at £13.50, but the inactive vaccine at £12.50. So if you claim the wrong one, or you might miss a significant amount of income. To reduce the risk of this happening, make sure you select the right vaccine when adding stock to your clinical system. Many of them will have very, very similar names and have the vaccine. So if you have the vaccine box to hand, this will ensure that you have the right one. If you are manually preparing your PPA claim, do the same thing. Have the box to hand so you can note the exact vaccine. If you just write influenza, the chances are you'll be under reimbursed. At the end of each month during the flu season, it's a good idea to reconcile your flu stock with your PPA claims and your CQRS claims to ensure that nothing is being missed. This can be helpful when there are several people involved in recording and claiming process. First, you need to do a stock check of each vaccine type at the end of each calendar month, so you know how many vaccines have been used. Check this against your PPA claim for each month of the vaccine and against the number of claimed on CQRS. The numbers will never tally exactly, but should be in the right ballpark. In our example, the practice bought 3,000 vaccines, used 2,750, but have only claimed for 2,490 via PPA. However, there were more claimed on the enhanced service than the practice brought. So what's gone wrong here? There could be many factors, such as incorrect stock check or timing of the stock check. So if the vaccines were counted at lunchtime on a Friday, but ad hoc vaccines were given in the afternoon. PPA claims picking up vaccines given elsewhere, such as the pharmacy. Incorrect coding of patient records impacting on either the PPA claim or the enhanced service claim, or both. Spoiled vaccines that have been left out in clinical room. We know this happens. The most important thing is to identify any errors quickly so they can be corrected, and that practice receives all the income it is due. A final check is to review your EPAC2 data once your PPA claim has been processed, and we can check that they've been reimbursed the right flu vaccine. Providing seasonal flu vaccines to your patients should generate income for your practice, or at the very least cover the cost of delivering this service. Claiming the wrong vaccine on your PPA or not claiming the right number of vaccines can wipe out any profit and leave the practice thousands of pounds out of pocket. If you have any concerns about your flu processes or any previous claims, please get in touch with us. We'll be back next month for more hints and tips on practice finances, but in the meantime, if we can support you or your practice in any way, or you'd like to see a particular topic being covered, please contact us.